Welcome to the O.D.H.A Divine Healing Arts exercises. I want you to understand these exercises as breathing movements, where through simple movements of the body, you accentuate your focus on breathing. The breathing is inhalation through the nose and exhalation through the mouth. These movements are very simple. Anyone can practice them, whatever age, and also preferably on an empty stomach. The position to start is the position that we call the basic stance. Remember that your feet have the outside lines parallel. The heels of your body are slightly open. The weight is on the heels, so that makes that you sink with your pelvis and you relax your knees. Your knees are flexible all the time. You never need to find your knees rigid. You feel your knees like springs that can always accompany the movements that you will practice. These movements are divided into 3 sets. The first has 7 movements, and we call it the opening of the breath. This helps you to wake up the body for the following movements that will come next. Then, the sequence that comes next is called moving the articulations, rather moving energy throughout the body. If you want to understand the articulation as crossroads of energy, where energy eventually can get stopped or not flow easily. And the last movements, they are called the stretchings. It's when you reach to the outer shell of the body. Now, if you choose to practice only part of this sequence of 21 movements, then I always suggest you to practice the first 7 movements, whatever you choose as the following movements. The first 7 movements, the opening of the breath, really help you to feel more connected with the body and also more present, more awake. And this is always the beginning of our sequence of the O.D.H.A Divine Healing Arts exercises. Anyone can follow, and each movement is practiced 3 times. Start slowly, so that you can really integrate well the breathing with the movement. Always be present in the inhalation through the nose and the exhalation through the mouth. For each movement, 1 breath. We are ready to start now. Take a deep breath and settle into the position 0 with your right hand on top of your left, and you exhale. To make it really present and clear for you, we repeat it 3 times. Breathe in and breathe out. Easy and relaxed. Breathe in and breathe out. One last time. Breathe in and breathe out. This was position 0, movement 0. Movement number 1. Breathe in through your nose, slowly, and out through your mouth. Breathe in and out. Second time, in and out. In, out. Last time. Movement number 2, breathe in through your nose. Breathe out through your mouth. Again, in, out. Last time. Movement number 3, breathe in and out through your mouth. In and out. Last time. And out. Movement number 4. You breathe in into your shoulders, and then at the shoulder level, you expand with the out breath. Keep the arms more or less parallel to the ground, and the hands bended 90 degrees at the wrist level. Then exhale, let your arms come down, and repeat second time, breathe in, and breathe out. Last time, breathe in. Movement number 5, keep your left hand down and rise with your right hand as you breathe in with the equal energy on both hands, as if you are separating sky from earth. And then exhale through your mouth. Repeat the same with the other side. You are breathing in as your left hand is going up, and you're keeping equal energy on both hands. And then you exhale. Second time, in and out. In, out. Last time, breathe in. For the movement number 6, you're going to turn to your left side. You'll keep your left hand down. You raise your right hand with equal energy on both of your hands, actually feeling the middle finger of your left hand and the middle finger of your right hand in the same quality of stretching. Then your exhalation is at the end of the rotation. Your inhalation happens while you rotate to the right without moving your feet. You shifted your arms, now your right arm going down as well as your left hand is rising. And you exhale at the end of the rotation. You're turning to the left for second time. Remember that your feet don't move. The whole body rotates. You exhale at the end of the rotation. And you shift to the right, inhaling while you rotate, exhaling at the end of the rotation. Last time to the left, in, out. Last time to the right. And back to the center. Number 7, the palms of your hands back to back. You breathe in while you're rising the arms, and at the end of the exhalation, as you open the arms, you release a gentle sound, like a sigh. Ah. Second time, palms of the hands back to back, breathe in, and let the sound be pleasurable, without tension in your throat. Ah. Last time. Breathe in. And now hold this expansion for a few moments so that you give yourself the opportunity to feel the immensity of your being. Notice that that space between the tips of your fingers and the tip of your toes, that space that you call your physical body, actually has no boundaries. You cannot really define clearly where the skin and your clothes meet. It's actually the experience of an immense, limitless space that you call your physical body. And then, when your shoulders become a little uncomfortable, let the arms come down and find yourself once again in zero position. We repeat the same movements, this time one after another, and once again, the whole sequence 3 times. From 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, to your left, 6, and to your right, 6, and in the center, 7. And 0. To give you the rhythm of your breath, I will guide you with the simple words of in and out for each movement. In, out. 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 So one last time, the sequence. And this time, let's enjoy to do it a little faster without losing the connection with the breath. Together, 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 5. 6. 6. 7. And 0. Good. And so we arrived to the next sequence of movements after completed what it was, the opening of the breath. The next sequence focuses essentially on moving the articulations. There are 7 major articulations in the body, and we start with the first one, the neck. These movements, I invite you to see them as free form. That means you actually practice them the way you feel you need and the way you enjoy them the most. Remember, though, that these are always breathing movements. And in these breathing movements, you always remember to stay focused on the inhalation through the nose and the exhalation through the mouth. So, let go of your arms, take a deep breath, and start moving your neck. Slowly in the beginning, so that you can feel the coordination between the breathing and the movement. You can really stay connected with the whole articulation, the whole range of movements possible in the set of your vertebrae for the neck. And if you wish, you can also include the muscles of your face, releasing any tension that possibly you may carry around your mouth, around your eyes, making funny faces. And allowing the movement to settle as gently as you started. Remember always to let the movements slow down on their own. Never cut them suddenly. You need a lot of mental energy to block your movements, when actually it stays in connection with the breathing if you do it slowly. Good. This was number 1. Number 2, for the shoulders. Once again, these are breathing movements. So even if you feel you are exaggerating the connection with the breath, it is better in the beginning, especially, to hear yourself breathing, especially to hear yourself exhaling, the out breath. And after a while, when you become comfortable with the sequence of these movements, then you will notice that naturally you will coordinate the movement with the breath. In the beginning, it may take you a while to really feel that every time you expand, every time that you open the articulation, you are exhaling. Let the out breath create the expansion of your movement. The movements, as I told you before, are free form. That means do it the way it feels good for you. Explore the possibilities of each movement that we practice. This one, notice that it is guided by the elbows. It is the elbow that creates the movement, that takes the whole range, the whole variety of the movements possible for the shoulder articulation. Notice also that your arms start behind your back, including the shoulder blades. And play. Play with the body. The sequence of these movements are playful. There's no sense of hardship, of competition with yourself. You really enjoy the body as much as you feel that the body gives you that pleasurable sensations. And in that playfulness, there is no hardship. There's no sense of doing it right or wrong. Always you create positive results. And then at the end, bring the shoulders to your ears with the inhalation and release it with the exhalation. Breathe it in and breathe it out. Breathe in and breathe out. 7 times. This is 4 and 5. And last time. Good. If possible, always stay comfortable in your legs. If sometimes your legs get tired, maybe just wiggle your toes without losing this centering in the standing position, the basic standing position. Otherwise, just shake your legs a little bit, but come back to the standing position as soon as possible. So you feel this grounding, particularly the relaxation of your knees and the letting go of your pelvis, the sinking with your pelvis. We arrive now to the next movement, number 3. And that is, the elbows are straight, the thumb is on the inside of the palms of your hands. You make a fist by closing the other fingers over your thumb. And then the movement, do it slowly so you can coordinate the breathing with the movement. The pelvis goes forward, you bend the wrists, and you exhale. And the pelvis goes forward in a rotation movement, what we call rocking the pelvis, like the movement of a boat floating in water. You go down, forward, up, backwards, down, forward, up, and backwards. And make sure that you don't bend the elbows. The arms are straight. You feel a gentle stretch on your wrists, and sometimes a little discomfort that disappears once you start practicing regularly these movements. We do it about 10 times. Then we turn the wrists downwards. And once again, without stopping the pelvis. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Then rotation of the pelvis. And you are rotating your wrists outwards. And 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now rotate the wrists inwards. And 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Then 1, keep moving with your pelvis. And 3, and 4, 5, and 6, 7. Notice your elbow is below your wrist. Your shoulder is relaxed. The other side. And 7, 8, 9, and 10. Still keep moving the pelvis. And now, with the wrist bending backwards, the elbow straight, you stretch the 5 fingers. 7, 8, 9, and 10. The other side. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, 8, 9, and 10. Cross your hands. And 8, 9, and 10. And rotate them outwards. Stay open in your pelvis, in your crotch. And then turn the hands the other way around. And once again. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Now sweep. About 5 or 6 times. But important to do it with your exhalation. Breathe out. Good. Then you start with the little finger on the left hand. Stay low with your pelvis. And you shake. Shake. You pull. And you pinch, especially around your nail. And you do so with all the fingers. In divine healing, we give a lot of attention to the hands. The hands are our tools, not only to work, but also and especially to give love and to receive love. So we want the hands to be alive, present, just like a sword. At the same time, we want the hands to be soft and gentle, able to take the shapes of the different forms that they touch, like a feather. And flexibility of the hands is a sign that your body is in good health. When your hands become stiff and cold, then the energy in the body is not nourished. Because as you know, probably, the tips of the fingers, as well as the tips of the toes, are either beginning or endings of energy meridians. So the aliveness of the hands is very much connected with the state of good health in the body. And the same with the other side. Yes, stimulating the articulations. It's a time in the class when also you may relax a little more your body and move without losing the connection of your feet. Many of these movements of the sequence of the O.D.H.A Divine Healing movements can be practiced in situations when you would not expect that you could do something helpful to your health and body. Like, for instance, I'm thinking about when you are driving a car and probably stopped in some traffic jam. Well, it's a good moment to just energize your hands. Move bring flexibility to your hands. Or in any other situation, sitting in an office and wanting to just refresh yourself. Good opportunity to love your hands, give energy to your hands, make them feel part of yourself. And at the end, shake. Shake, 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 shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake good, shake. Let the shake come from all the way from your shoulders, through your arms, down to the tips of the fingers. And feel how each finger is independent from all the other ones. Good, and at the end, let the hands rest about the same height as your forehead, with the palms of the hands looking outwards, with your shoulders relaxed. And breathing, always through inhalation through the nose, exhalation through the mouth. We stay on for 10, 9, sync with your pelvis, 8, 7, 6. Remember to breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And on 0, take a deep breath and expand. 0. Close the eyes for a moment and keep the hands in a receptive way, facing the sky, with your shoulders relaxed, with your elbows open, and the palms of your hands receiving. Receive whatever in this moment of your life you may desire, wish, or need. Or just receive without any purpose or object. And gently come back to 0. And so we arrive to movement number 4. Movement number 4, you start behind your left shoulder, and it is tapping. Now here, if you want to get a little more behind your back, you can help yourself by bringing the elbow closer to your chin. The tapping is firm without hurting yourself. And then we start moving downwards through the yin meridians of the inside of your arms. And then you go upwards through the yang meridians of the outside of your arms. Then with both fists, you go down through the side line of the body that separates yin from yang. And then you come up through the yin meridians on the inside of your legs, through the left side of the body, passing over all the organs that are on the left side of your body, both in the belly and chest. And then you shift once again to the yang on the back side of your right shoulder. And from there, you go down through on the right side, and then you come up through the inside of the yin meridians of your right leg, coming up through your belly, your chest, and keeping on the yin meridians of the inside of the arms, and rising through the yang meridians of the outside of the arms. And you repeat a second time, like all the other movements, that are done like this one, 3 times. Remember that you go down through the inside of the arm, and you come up through the outside of the arm. Then you go down through the outside line of the body, and you come up through the inside meridians of the inside of the leg, the left side. You're passing over your stomach, your heart, your left lung. And then you shift to the right side, moving down through the side line of the body until you reach the foot, and you come in through the inside of the inner meridians of the right leg. Going down through the inner meridians of the arm, and going up through the outside meridians of the right arm. And then you shift once again to the last time. Going down through the inside of the left arm, coming up through the outside of the right arm. And following the same sequence as you have done before. At the end of your 3rd round, when you arrive to behind your right shoulder, you continue the tapping from as high up in your lower back as you can, around the kidney area. And the tapping is about with the same quality. And then you go all the way down until you reach the area of the buttocks, and especially around the anus. There, use your knuckles. And then warm up your hands. Make them as hot as possible. And let them rest on your kidney area, on your upper lower back. Close the eyes. It's a good moment to connect with that quality inside of you, to melt. The kidneys love warmth. And as you know, the body being almost 80% of water, the kidneys have a very important function in the whole quality of your health. So take care of your kidneys. Send loving and healthy vibrations, your capacity to heal, to love towards your kidneys, which is that warmth that your kidneys are receiving right now. We do it the 2nd time. Good. Close the eyes. It's a good moment for you to remember if there is any problem, any difficulty, any tension that you may experience in yourself right now. Imagine that it is just a block of ice right there in front of you, and visualize that block of ice melting. One of the characteristics of water is the capacity to melt. And let's do it a third time. You may notice that clear images of water may be passing in front of your imagination. Mountain streams, rolling oceans, quiet lakes, or just water flowing. The color may be a color of blue-black, the healing color of water. And then, from the area where you are now holding yourself with your hands, move gently along the back of your legs towards the feet, and making the sound ooh. Ooh. We do that 7 times. Ooh. And 3. Ooh. And 4. Ooh. And 5. Ooh. Moving the energy along the bladder meridian that runs in the back of your leg. 6. And last time. 7. And for a few moments, recognize that indeed you are in a quality of melting. You feel that liquid quality surrounding your, everywhere in your body, surrounding you, the skeleton. And we are ready to continue. The next movement will now take care of the front part of the body, the yin part. And for that, we need to rest our hands on our knees, so it relaxes the belly, it lets go of the belly. This movement, it's easy to understand. You have to empty your belly of the air that you have inside, and do that by pushing the air out through your mouth. Then hold the breath, and while you are holding the breath, move your belly muscles in any way you can. The inhalation will happen by itself, and we repeat that 3-4 times, as many as you feel comfortable with. Also allow one breath, that I say, a breath for nothing, between each time that you empty the belly from the air. We can start now. Take a deep breath and exhale through your mouth. Hold the breath, and while holding the breath, move your belly muscles in any way you can. At some point, the body will create the inhalation. So don't worry, continue moving your belly muscles until the inhalation happens. Then take one breath for nothing before you repeat it a second time. And now we do it a second time. And the third time. And we do it last time. And then stay bended for a while so that you can go inside of your belly and visit all the organs that are inside of the belly using gentle pressure. And if you find any spot where there is discomfort, just use your hands and with pressure, bring the breath into that area that might be giving you a message of discomfort or unpleasant sensation. Otherwise, just help the fluids of the belly to move in a clockwise way. This happens even easier if you are slightly bended, so it is easier to move all the tissues of your belly. A few times, connecting with this roundness, and for a moment letting go of the belly and feeling good with the roundness. Remember that the belly is the home of your breath. It's the center where the breath connects with the center of the universe. And then you are ready to continue for the next movement, for the chest. Inhalation when you bring the chest upwards, exhalation as you move down. We do that 6 times. Inhale, exhale. 3, and out. 4, and out. 5, and out. Last time, and out. Good. Now we need to warm up the hands again. And cup your hand over your eyes. Create a blackout. The cupping happens easily if your fingers are overlapped over your forehead, your third eye. Then you create a total blackout over your eyes. At this point, open the eyes and in the darkness, rotate the eyeballs, as if you want to turn your eyes inside of your skull. You will find many times a slight tension, discomfort behind your eyes. Continue to do the rotation of the eyes in all the different directions. And you will notice that that tension might quite easily disappear. This is a very helpful movement if you work for long periods with computers, or if you wear glasses for reading, or if you drive. Anyhow, situations where you need to focus the eyes for long periods. Second time. Many times it's interesting to notice that while you are releasing the tension in your eyes, you may also feel another quality of relaxation happening in your lower back. An interesting connection, how tensions in the eyes reflects tension in the area of your lower back. And last time. Then keep the eyes closed for a moment and remembering the color of your eyes, the light in your eyes. The light in your eyes tells the spirit. Then take a deep breath and open your eyes. Come back to 0. The next movement, number 5, you go to your left and to your right. Inhale on the left, exhale on the right. 1 breathing for 1 rotation. Your eyes are open and follow the movement. And start slowly, because it's really important that you coordinate the breath with your movement. Inhale on the left, exhale on the right. And once you coordinate breathing with movement, then start exploring all the possibilities of this movement. But stay connected with 1 inhalation on the left, 1 exhalation on the right, 1 breath, 1 rotation. Then explore it. This movement, it's known by and practiced regularly in many other forms. There is one small aspect that I consider to be very important, which is that the eyes must always accompany the movement. As if it is the eyes that are moving. And if you do so, then you are making sure that all the vertebrae of your spine are participating in this rotation. And as slowly you start it, let it slowly come to the stop. Really allow the body to find its place of rest. Don't make it a mental decision. Otherwise you lose the connection with your breath. Let the breathing bring you down, like you're watching the waves of the ocean slowing down. And you're still breathing in on the left, breathing out on the right. And when you arrive to the place of rest, anchor yourself in 0. Close the eyes. It's a very beautiful moment where you have this very touching experience of the body telling you, I am. You feel deeply connected through your legs into the center of the earth, and your roots start from the pelvis all the way to the center of the earth. But at the same time, you're also connected with the sky, feeling the energy rising along your spine, a simple experience of Kundalini energy rising and giving you this sense that your whole back is longer, elongated. And the general feeling is, I am. And then you are ready to continue to the next movement, which is complementary to this one. And I suggest you to practice with the eyes closed, because then you are deeper connected with all the different possibilities of this movement. It's rotation of the pelvis. Once again, remember to let the breathing create the movement. Exhale when you expand the rotation. Explore all the different possibilities of this movement. And like all the other movements before, the legs are part of the movement, but the feet are well connected with the ground. They don't move, as if they give you a strong holding to the ground. And all the other articulations of the body are participating in this rotation. Explore the different possibilities of this movement. Open to unusual movements. Liberate your inner fire. Welcome pleasurable sensations. And make sure that you really find all the possible movements available to you throughout the whole area of the pelvis, lower back. And at the end, allow a gentle shaking to possess you. And if the shaking becomes wild, surrender to it. Sometimes even you notice that a sound wants to come out from that shaking. Well, enjoy that sound. And then slowly it started. Let it also slowly come to a stop. And then back to zero. In zero, your eyes are open and focused, about 4 steps ahead of you. And after each movement, a deeper connection with the body, feeling totally relaxed, absolutely present. It's a good moment, it's a good feeling. The last one of this sequence for the articulations. Okay, so the legs, first you want to create rotation, starting in the toes, the ankles, in both directions. Okay. If you are comfortable, then create equilibrium and rotation of the ankle, rotation of the knee, also of the hip, then elongation, also backwards, and the other side the same. First, rotation of the toes, the ankle, the knee, as if your big toe becomes the pivot of this movement. And I don't want to bore you, but never forget the breathing. It is the breathing that creates the healing, that opens the movements, that releases the tensions. When you are ready, equilibrium, moving of the ankle, of the knee. Expansion. And backwards. And shaking. Especially backwards. And notice that your legs have a sound. Ha, 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 ha. Good, good. Hopping, 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 hopping. All right. And now we arrive to the last 7 movements. The body feels, after all what we have practiced, very alive, full of energy. You can feel how the chi is moving naturally and easy throughout the whole body. And now we arrive to the shell, to the tissues and the muscles. So these last 7 movements feel like stretchings, traditional stretchings. Still, we stay with the same understanding about everything else we did before. The breathing is what we are mostly concerned. The movements are opportunities to breathe. So we start with number 1, breathe in. Then breathe in again. And turn your left foot to the left side and bend your forehead to the left knee. Breathe in, come up. Your left foot goes back to the previous position. It's the right foot that rotates to the right. And your forehead goes to the right knee. Breathe in. Come to the center and release the whole upper body. Breathe in and go to 0. Second time, in, out. Breathe in to the left. To the right. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and 0. Last time. Breathe in to the left. To the right. To the center. And 0. Number 2, you breathe in and you cross your hands above your head. And then you're going to bend to your right side first. And you're going to have your eyes looking at the sky. And at the same time, you're going to make a sound, the sound shoo. Take a deep breath. To your right. Shoo. Breathe in. To your left. Shoo. Breathe in. To your right. Shoo. Breathe in. Shoo. And 0. Second time. Shoo. Last time. Number 3, next one, breathe in and hold your hands behind your back. At the same time, bring your shoulders backwards. Open your chest, and on your exhalation, bend forwards and bring your arms as much up as possible. And then release the arms in a swaying way, while coming upwards, back to position 0. Breathe in. Last time, breathe in. And 0. Number 4, you make a fist, and while inhaling, you bring your fist to your lower back. Then exhaling, you pull the tongue out of your mouth, and you bend backwards, making sound, ah. Ah. Then you breathe in, and your thumb and index make a triangle above your eyes, and you look through the triangle straight up. The palms of your hands are bended 90 degrees with the arms. And then as you breathe out, still looking through that triangle, you bring the palms of your hands all the way down to the ground. Your knees are straight. And then you breathe in again, and you go back to 0. Second time. Last time. Number 5, your legs are together now. And you rest your hands on your knees, keeping your knees straight. You pull the tongue out of your mouth. You look with your eyes towards the sky, and you make a sound. Ah, ah. Then you find equilibrium on your toes. Breathe in. Breathe out. Then you rotate your knees. In both directions. Good. Then you repeat the same sequence second time. Equilibrium on the toes. Breathe in. Breathe out. Rotation of the knees. And last time, remember to stretch your toes upwards at the same time that you bend forward. And pulling the tongue out of your mouth, looking with the eyes to the sky. So next, number 6, you take a little space to your left and you make another little step to your right. Opening your legs, keeping your feet parallel. Then you shift your weight both to the left and to the right. Start with the weight on your right and stretching your left leg. Stretching your left leg. And notice that the stretching starts in your lower back. So you have to let go also on the lower back, as if the upper body becomes more or less parallel to the ground. Then shift the weight to your left, stretch your right leg, starting from behind your right knee, your right lower back. The feet stay parallel, and it's the breathing that is doing all the opening. Then you open a little more to the left, and you repeat the same, letting go of your lower back. Shift the weight to the left, open a little more to the right, keep the feet parallel to each other. And one last time to the left. And one last time to the right. And then keep your upper body as much parallel to the ground as possible, sinking with your pelvis. In the articulation iliac, we call the crotch, where your femur bone meets the iliac bone. Yes, let that articulation sink between your legs. Relax your anus. And now we are moving already to the last movement, bringing the feet as much close as possible, comfortable. And as if you are holding an imaginary pole in front of you. And go down again. And rise. And go down. And then take a deep breath. And release it to the sky. If you like this last movement, you can repeat it a few more times. Otherwise, the sequence is almost completed. You come back to zero. The next and last movement, I call it the Master's movement. And in this sense, Master's means that it integrates the benefits of all the other movements that we practiced before. And usually, if you do it by yourself, you can stay and move on just from the position where you are now, the basic position. Otherwise, if you are doing it with friends or with a class, I usually invite the class to make a circle. And with my friends now, I'm going to make this circle, this healing circle. The last movement, the healing Master's movement, is a very simple movement. You only have to throw your arms backwards, strongly. And at the same time, you exhale. The inhalation happens when your arms come forward. And to make it more integrated, you will count. As you count, your voice and your breath give you energy and stimulate you to do so. So we're going to do it together. Together? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the sound. At the end of the Master's movement, we arrive to the healing sounds. These healing sounds correspond to the 5 phases, and one sound for each phase. We practice the sounds 3 times, each sound, and then at the end, 3 times the sequence of the sounds together. The sounds are for air, as if you have a hot potato in the mouth and your elbows are holding 2 pumpkins. And the sound is the sound for earth. With your hands about 45 degrees in front of you, as if you're washing your hands in a waterfall. And the sound is U for water. As if your arms became two swords, and now we have the sound for fire. Your arms became now the branches of a tree. They are rising to the sky. The sound is E, and they correspond to wood. We'll do it together now.
يشوف.